Okay, I will be using some blueprints to help us in the process of making this engine. So we'll be using these blueprints. This is for the front view, and this is for the side. I'm gonna put a link down below to where you can find these. Okay, so just drag this one, drag the first blueprints and set it to go to this background images and set it the first one to the front. And for the second one, just drag it like this, drag it here and change this to the right like this, so that you can have it on the right side like this. And for this value over here, for the size of this blueprint, change it to 13.3. okay, so after you do this, I'm gonna start with first, let's bring to the 3D cursor to the middle like this. I'm gonna go to the front. I'm gonna start with the cube, Shift A, let's bring a cube. There we go. I need to cut it in half because we'll be using the mirror modifier. Okay, so all we need to do is to work on one side, and when we add the mirror modifier, the other side will be automatically done. So let's delete these faces. There we go. Gonna grab this down here and this one over here. So all you have to do is to follow these lines. That's the beauty of having the blueprint wireframe. Okay, I'm gonna insert an edge loop, bring it down here, and let's take this face over here and extrude it like this. Extrude it. Let's go to the vertex mode, and I'm gonna grab these vertex, bring them here, and those needs to be here. Okay, let's go to the 3D view. Gonna go to the side and let's drag these, scale them on the Y like this. There we go. Go to the front, and now let's work on this part over here. So gonna take this face, and maybe we need to bevel these edges. Control B, and let's insert some edge loops like this. Okay, go to the front, and let's gonna grab this face and the top of it and extrude it like this. Extrude one more time, and let's scale it down. Extrude, do it again, scale, extrude, and scale down, and there we go. Let's go to the 3D view. Okay, not bad. Now let's work on the top, on this little piece over here. So in the first, we are trying to get the basic shape of the SuperCharger engine, and after that we will get into the details. So for this, I'm gonna extrude and scale. Just take these vertex, bring them in, grab this face, extrude it all the way to the top again, and let's scale. Take these, move them here, and now I'm gonna extrude all the way to the top here. Yep. Okay. Now I'm gonna take these edges in the top and I need to bevel them. Let's go to the front. No, not these. I need to take this one. Yes, I need to make this curve over here. So bevel it like this, and I need to insert 1, 2. Let's stick to 3. Yes, 3 edge loops. There we go. Now, okay, Let's go to the 3D view and look at it. Nice. Okay, so let's go to the side, and I'm gonna work on these pieces over here. So I'm gonna insert 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 edge loops. Let's do that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Pretty nice. And now I'm gonna go to the front, to the side, and I think I'm gonna grab these edges over here, and let's deselect those. And after that I will bevel those and extrude them out so that we can make this nice pieces. So we don't need these in the side. Just deselect them, and now I'm gonna bevel this like this, and I'm gonna hit extrude, and there we go. After that, let's take these faces. So I'm gonna take these, how much? 1, 2, 3, 4 faces, and maybe I need to scale them down. But you know what? I'm gonna extrude them first. Go to this option and change it to individual origins, and let's scale this down like this. There we go. Extrude. Extrude. Yep, I need to bring these down so that they can match the blueprint. Bring them down like this. Scale them a little bit. I don't like this vertex over here. Maybe we need to move it down like this. But I don't want to screw up this line. So I think I'm gonna scale it, but I'm gonna change this global to normal, and let's scale it down a little bit like this. What's going on? Scale. No, it doesn't work. Let's try to... I'm gonna change it to local. No, still doesn't work. You know what? I'm gonna take these vertex and let's move them down. I don't want them to intersect with these pipes over here. So gonna grab them and move them like this. Okay. Let me turn on the wireframe so that we can have a better look. There we go. And now let's take these faces and extrude them inside this little piece. Select those. Go to the front, bring them here, and let's extrude them. Rotate on the Y. Bring them inside. Maybe scale them a little bit. Rotate. Bring them inside. There we go. Okay. Not bad. But I think that these pipes are a little bit bigger. I need to scale them down a little bit. Let's try this. What about grabbing these vertex? I'm gonna grab these vertex and let's scale them down a little bit. Scale them like this. Yes. change this to individual origins and scale them on the Y. Yep, I like it now. Okay, so let's work on the top. Let's continue working on the top. So for the top, I'm gonna select this, extrude one more time, take these, bring them inside like this, and extrude all the way to this little piece. Okay, I think we're good. Yes, we're good. But for these edges, I think I'm gonna add some kind of bevel tool. Let's try that. I'm gonna take these and let's try to bevel them. We also need those on the back here. Let's bevel them. Yeah, I like it. This is the same thing for this edge. Bevel, insert double edge loop. There we go. Pretty nice. Okay, so for this little piece, I forgot to, I want to extrude 2 or 3 pieces, not just one. Yep. So I need to, what should I do now? I think I need to undo that. And after that we will come back to these bevels. Let's try that. Okay. I need to grab at least 3 faces. Yes, let's go to the side. As you can see, more than 3 faces. We need to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 faces on the top. All these, and we need to scale them. Extrude, scale, and let's go to the side, bring them here. And after that, I'm gonna take just these 3 faces, extrude them up, and this is it. Now we're good. Okay, now I think I'm gonna work on the front. Yes, for the front, let's grab these faces and I need to extrude them out a little bit. Like this. Scale on the X. Like this. Move this up a little bit. There we go. Okay, what's now? Now I think we need to start working on this little part in the top. Okay, but first let's add the mirror modifier to it so that we can see the other half. Okay, but we don't need these faces on the side. These faces. Don't need them. Also these. Gonna delete those faces and let's add a mirror modifier. So go to this icon over here. Go to this icon, add a mirror modifier. There we go. Pretty nice. Let's go to the 3D view and we need to fill this gap over there. Yes, pretty nice. But I think I'm gonna bevel these edges as well. Okay, first let's fill this gap over here. Select those both edges and hit F. There we go. Okay, let's try to bevel those. Okay. Bevel. See, I think We don't need that. But you know what, let's keep it. I'm gonna keep that. Okay, let's do the same thing for this edge. Bevel. There we go. I don't want these corners to be sharp. That's why I'm adding those Bevel Tool. Okay, so let's work on the top. But first, let me grab this face. Maybe I need to extrude it like this. Scale on X. I need to turn on this clip-in. Scale on X. Yeah. Go to the front and yes, we have this engine over here. Okay. Maybe we need to scale it on the Z-axis a little bit. There we go. Pretty nice. Okay, now let's work on the top, on this little piece. So for this little piece, I'm gonna use gonna bring a cube, move it up, scale it on the Z-axis. Check this face, move it here. And I need to separate this cube from the rest. P and separate selection. I'm gonna select this. Grab these vertex and move them into the middle. There we go. After that, let's go to the side and scale it on the Y like this. Grab those, move them right there. After that, I'm gonna insert an edge loop here. Take those, scale them on the Z-axis, move them down. There we go. And now I think we don't need this face on the front and those in the middle, because we will be filling this little cube. We'll be using the solidify modifier to increase the thickness of this cube. Okay, but for now let's focus on its shape. So for this edge, I think I'm gonna use the Bevel Tool. Let's try to bevel it. Bevel. There we go. Okay, nice. The same thing in the blueprint. There we go. But for this, I need to do the same thing for these edges. Bevel. And let's insert 3 edge loops. Yes, pretty nice. Okay. What about this? Let's try to bevel this face. I didn't do it in the blueprint. As you can see, we have this sharp end over here. But let's try it now. Bevel. Yeah, pretty nice. I like that. Cool. Okay, but let's scale it more and move it like this. Yeah. Okay. Now let's add the solidify modifier to increase the thickness of this cube. So this solidify, and let's increase the thickness, this value over here. Yep, something like this. Go to the front. Scale it up a little bit. Move it down, and there we are. I think we're good. Okay, now let's add these 3 cylinders in the middle of this part. So to do that, first I'm gonna apply the solidify modifier, and I'm gonna grab these edges, duplicate, but I don't need these on the top. Gonna deselect those, Control I. No, I first wait, I need to separate this part from the rest. P, separate selection, and let's grab those. Control E to invert the selection, and let's delete the other edges. Now I'm gonna hit F to fill this gap, and there we are. Gonna move it down to where it should be, right? But first I need to switch to the median point. Bring it down here, there we go. Pretty nice. Maybe you need to move it out a little bit like this. Okay, now let's work on these cylinders in the middle of it. So Shift S, bring the cursor selected, go to the front, and let's bring a cylinder. Spin it on the X by 90 degrees, scale it down. There we go. And let's add the array modifier. I want 3, and let's move them to the other side like this. But I think I need to move them in the middle so that we can have this alignment. Okay, there we go. Next I'm gonna take this face over here, and I'm gonna add the Boolean modifier. But first I'm gonna name this to, I'm gonna choose Boolean, and let's take this face and choose the Boolean. Change this operation to difference, and let's try it now. Hit apply. Okay, there we go. We have these 3 gaps, and that's what I want. So now I'm gonna take these edges, and I need to extrude them inside, just a little bit. Extrude like this on the Y, and let's fill these gaps. Separate, there we go. Okay, there we are. Okay, now let's work on the front. We have these pieces in the front. We have this one, and another one over here, and this small piece over here. Let's do that. So first I'm gonna put the cursor right in the middle here, and let's bring a cylinder. Spin it on the X. There we go, perfectly aligned. And I think that's, go to the front, bring it out, scale it on the Z axis, change this to global, and scale it on the Y, bring it out. Let's turn on the wires for this cylinder. So wires and draw all. Next I'm gonna delete this face, and let's grab these edges, extrude them out, or you know what, let's scale them down like this, and after that we will bevel this edge. So extrude on the Y, there we go, extrude, scale down like this, extrude, and now I think I'm gonna fill this gap, and I think I'm gonna scale it down a little bit so that we can make room for these cogs. Yeah, these cogs, these 5 cogs all around this cylinder. Yeah, this is the inside. Pretty nice. I like the inside. Yep. Okay, let's go to the front. I think I need to scale it down a little bit. There we go. Duplicate, move it down here. Scale it down. And for this little piece, I'm gonna take these faces and espace, hit space and checker, deselect this one, and you will have this one selected and the other one is not selected. Extrude. Now I need to use this extrude individual like this. Scale, change the individual origin, and let's scale it on the Y like this. Scale it down. Okay, and now let's extrude these like this, and we will have something similar to the piece and the blueprint. There we go. Okay, now let's add the other part. We have another small one over here, so duplicate this one, move it here, scale it down like this. There we go. Okay, now let's add this belt in the front. I don't know what to call it, chain or belt. I'm gonna call it chain, the engine chain. Okay, so for this I'm gonna use a curve. So bring the curve to selected. Let's bring a curve, path, spin it on the Y like this. I'm gonna zoom in and let's try to align these 2 points. And now I'm gonna take this edge and let's extrude it here. We will adjust these points later, but for now let's make this shape. I think I'm in the right path. As you can see, we have this curve over here, but we will adjust it later. Now let's complete this round. So I think I'm gonna go, you know what, let's take this one, bring it over here, and it's hard to see that path, but I think extrude one more time, and let's go all the way. I'm gonna activate the snap, and let's take this one to this, like this. Okay, now we have this chain. I'm gonna go to the front so that we can see it better. Okay. Now let's go to this icon and change this half to full. For the resolution, I'm gonna use 3. Change the depth to something like this. Let's move it out so that you can see it. So for the, let's try something like this. 0.1. Let's try that. After that, I'm gonna scale it on the y-axis to make it a little bit wide so that you can cover these pieces. Okay, so reduce this size to 6, 3, this one to 3. There we go. Because we don't want too much polygons in this chain. I think this is it. I'm gonna duplicate this one so that we won't repeat the same process, and for this one I'm gonna convert it to a mesh. So in order to do that, hit Alt C and convert to a mesh like this, and now I'm gonna scale it on the Y like this and move it here. Yes, as you can see, I need to scale it up a little bit. Scale it on the Z-axis. There we go. Let's try to scale it on the X a little bit, so that you can make it looks clear. I think we're good. Yes. Okay. So let's turn on these. Let's turn on this wire. There we go. And now let's work on these pipes. We have another pipes on these pipes. So for these pipes, I'm gonna use curves just like this chain over here. But first I'm gonna select this face, bring the curves to selected. We have 4 pipes, so we'll be using 4 pipes. Okay, so let's bring a curve, Shift A, let's bring a curve path, spin to the side, and let's bring this over here, and the others let's try to move it down. Yeah, something like this. Let's extrude it on X. I think that's good. That's what I want. We need one over here, and the first one needs to be right there. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna change this to half the fall, and let's increase the resolution 3. Let's try 300. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate, move it right here, and duplicate, Let's go to the front. And I'm gonna take this one, extrude it. First, let's go to the front. Extrude it like this. Extrude on the Y. And let's take it all the way here. And there we go. But I don't like this part over here. So let's work on that. Let's select them all and let's extrude on the X and bring them inside. There we go. We're gonna join on these pipes together, Control G, so that we can have one piece. There we go. And maybe I need to scale them up a little bit. Yes, let's try 35. What about 40? Yes, I like it now. Okay, now I need to convert it to a mesh. First, let's duplicate it so that we won't have to repeat. So Alt C and let's convert it to a mesh. This, and I'm gonna join it with our SuperCharger engine so that we can have another one on the other side. Let's try this. There we go. Perfect. Gonna delete this one. And there we are. So this is our engine. By the way, we will be using this engine to customize the cars that we create. Okay, pretty nice. So here we are, friends. This is our SuperCharger engine. I hope you like the final result. And so thanks a lot for watching, and I'm gonna see you in the next tutorial. Take care.